Here now, Georgia Senator Johnny Isakson from the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks for being with us. The editorials today, I looked through a bunch of them. They described the president's challenge as arrogant, bellicose, schoolyard, childish bravado. There wasn't a whole lot of applause for it. What did you think?
Well, I think the president really hit the nail on the head. He needs to be held accountable for what Susan Rice said. You don't send a UN ambassador of the United States to the Sunday talk shows without talking points. And the talking points that she was going from were wrong. And we do know that we knew that it was a terrorist-based attack long before that day when she was on those talk shows. So we think the President of the United States needs to tell the American people, A, why they continued talking about a trailer as the cause for the attack, B, why we were unprepared to protect a United States ambassador in harm's way, the first ambassador to be killed on the line of duty since 1979. Those are answers the American people need, and quite frankly, the answers our ambassadors all over the world need. They need to know they're going to be protected when they're in harm's way.
In the second debate, the president famously said that he called it a terrorist attack the day after in his address in the Rose Garden. Does that make Susan Rice's statements 4 days after that even more dishonest?
Well, what the president needs to tell us is, was she talking from the talking points the White House gave her when they asked her to go on the shows, or was she winging it? That's the simple question you've got to ask. And I think the president needs to tell us what the truth was in that circumstance.
Does this call into question her competence? And more to the point, if the president nominates her to be the next Secretary of State, would you oppose her?
Well, first of all, if she went off the talking points of the administration, that would be very problematic for an ambassador to the UN to do. That's number one. Number two, Susan Rice should be accountable for what she did, but first, the administration needs to be accountable for what they told her to do. This is a pretty simple problem to solve. Now, we have most of the facts. The Accountability Review Board will be reporting soon. I've been in briefings and I know what we know. We know it was a terrorist attack. We know we were not prepared to defend the ambassador where he was at the time in Benghazi. We know he lost his life, and we know we need answers as to why we didn't know, why our intelligence lacked, and why we didn't help the ambassador out.
The president at his news conference refused to say whether he issued an immediate order to help those who are under attack in Benghazi. Do you want to get to the bottom of that?
Absolutely. I mean, we owe it to ourselves, and hopefully the Accountability Review Board is going to do it, but the president needs to come forth and tell us who knew what, when, and why the United States of America was unable to protect a diplomat in harm's way in a very important part of the world.
What about asking the president to testify? I did a little double checking this morning. Several presidents have testified before Congress. Gerald Ford most recently, but Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Woodrow Wilson. Is this a time in which maybe the president needs to tell you directly to your committee what happened?
The American people owe an explanation, and as the president said yesterday, it's his responsibility. He should give that explanation. History shows American presidents have come forward during difficult times when there were mistakes made by the administration and been forthright. Only when they didn't, only when they tried to be oblique, only when they tried to put the facts aside did an American president ever get in trouble. The president should come forward and tell us the facts, what we knew, when we do it, and why we weren't prepared.
On a related subject, do you find it inconceivable that the president didn't know about the Petraeus affair, an incident, an investigation until after the election?
I don't find it inconceivable. I find it odd, but I don't find it inconceivable. David Petraeus broke the trust with the American people. He was a great general. He did a great job for the United States of America, but he broke a trust, and he did the right thing to resign. Again, what the president knew and when he knew it, I don't know, and it's up to the president to tell us.
Again, would you like the president to testify before Congress?
I would like the president to give us the information, whether it's in testimony before a panel, whether it's before the committee, or whether it's through written communication. I don't care how we receive it. We're owed the facts, and when they know the facts, they should give them to us.
Senator Johnny Isakson, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Greg.